Another benchmark video, this time with the LG15. I've been contacting Metal Detech in Queensland on YouTube, Steve. Right, Steve, this is the video we were talking about. Steve just got the Legend as well, so if you wanted to, I'll put his channel, it'll go across here. Check him out, he's a great guy as well. He's got the Legend, he's got the LG15, and what we're going to do, I'm going to do an air test now with a selection of coins and items that we'll both get, kind of thing, and so we can do a comparison of distance from coil to see what settings. I'm going to go through some settings as well. I'm going to go through some settings because certain items will get picked up better with certain settings, especially recovery if we're going for distance from coil. So yeah, I'll turn the camera around and we'll get going. Oh no, before we start, we've got bronze penny, George V. Got a bronze halfpenny, George V. We've got a copper halfpenny, 1806, George III. We've got a George V shilling, one shilling, 1911. We've got a George V sixpence, 1918, so them two silvers are 925. We've got a 9-carat gold ring, which is all under 2 grams. Then we've got 4 grams of 22-carat gold. We've got a half sovereign with Victoria, 1870 something, which I'm going to be careful with, because it's my treasure. Yeah, there's going to be a bit of noise. They're doing it's a weekend and they're digging all the road up. It's so it shouldn't be too bad. It shouldn't be too bad. I'll turn this up. Should be able to hear this. 1.07 we're on. So we've got the new LG15 coil on. We'll go with all metal. We'll stay in field for now. Let's do a cancellation. Shouldn't be too bad down here. I'm right down at the bottom of the garden. $13, okay. So let's see how we set it up. We'll go midway. We'll go midway. Then I'm going to alter the recovery later on. Let's get that up to 3. I'm doing it in 60 tone. But back to, we don't really need. We're not in iron hour. So I run it at 7 most of the time. So we'll keep that at 7. All right. No threshold. That threshold on? Oh, I did actually have that on a bit. Strange, I didn't even realise. Right, so we'll run at, let's see, 27, 28. Let's run at 25 because in most situations you can't run at 30. You know? And we will go to park. In park, I think they need to sort this out. This where your discrimination pattern changes like that. But in park, recovery 5, yeah. Volume 3. So it will be 60 tone. Back to 7. Yeah. 1. Right. Okay. So you've seen that. I'm not going to show you the display now. I'm just going to put it down, but I'll tell you what I've changed. Okay. So let's go back into all metal, and we'll do M1. We'll go through field M1 and then field M2. Then we'll go through park M1, park M2. Then I want to do a bit of thing, a bit with a recovery then. Alright. Yeah, I'm going to put this on the back of a board instead of paper, you know. So it's not going all over. So let's move me hand forged nails to one side. I do want to add this. It's 2 ringer lead. Civil War bullet. So we're just going off tones here, not ID. So let's start with the big penny. whisper there, just a whisper. I don't know if you heard it, but there is just a whisper, and that's great for a coil size. Absolutely great. Halfpenny. It's a crazy depth on this coil, it really is. The only thing with this coil, I would have liked to see it, because of the size of it, the 6-inch, it's a double D. It'd have better performance, I think, in iron if it was a concentric coil. Hopefully something like that will come out. A bit like the Simplex, where he had the Sp24 and then the SP something else, the round one, didn't they? You know? 9-inch. So, copper, halfpenny, 1806, 1806, something like that, yeah. Copper, bronze is gonna get deeper. Probably will sway me better now. I'll turn the mic round. So, shilling, silver. This is just distance from coil in the ground. You're not going to get these. In some situations you can with water moisture, but when you start introducing iron and that, you know, like this, it's going to add a lot of masking. 6pence. This is M1, don't forget. Gold ring. I don't know if you can hear that with all the noise, but it's modulated. It's modulating out. Half sovereign. Lead. Bullet. Right. What we'll do now, that's in field. We'll just go on M2. We'll go on M2. So this is M2. This is higher frequencies, which will hit the gold better, you know. It should do. So that was at 12 inches. This was at 12 on M1. This is M2 now. You get a couple of inches, it's the high frequencies there. So we don't have to prove. You'll probably get more on this as well because it's a small piece of silver. That was 11 inches. Not as much. You are getting a bit more. So let's stay in this mode, and we'll bring recovery down. We'll bring recovery down to M1. Right, I've gone back into M1. I brought recovery down to 3. Now, I don't detect less than 3 on the. I just can't bother going that slow. M1 recovery 3. So let's get the big penny, which were 14 inches. It's adding a couple of inches. Only certain land will let you do the recovery this low. I'm not going to go through all of them, but recovery of 3 and below, only certain lands you'll be able to do that very, very quiet land, but it will give you that depth. So I think we've done enough with M1 in field mode there. Let's just put the recovery up first. So recovery at 7. This was 16.5 inches. You know, there's not much on the recovery 5 though. Series copper. And so far, and so on. Right, let's go in park. So M1, park, recovery 5. Hang on, let me just check, pause 1 minute. Yeah, it does save the recovery. It's set in 5. I just thought because I dropped the recovery down in field, it would have dropped it down there. So this is recovery 5 in field. M1. I hope you're following this. Halfpenny. Bronze, halfpenny. Park mode works so much better in iron. If you're in iron, go in park mode. Don't go mad with your recovery. Recovery 9 and 10. It starts. What I found. Recovery 9 and 10 on the test. It starts clipping. It starts losing the signal. The sweet spot is 5 to 7 on your recovery. Even in iron infested places like this, you know. Another thing, M2 amongst iron will bring them targets out better than M1. What else? I think that's it, and drop your first tone back to 7. Sometimes you can drop it back to 6. It all depends on how big the iron is in the ground. You know, you can just drop it back to 8 if it's just bits of iron. You know, tiny bits of iron like that, scattered tiny bits. You can probably do it at 8. So I'm going off the point here. But we'll decrease that to 3. Well, I don't think anyone will go less than 3. 5 is the bottom. 5 works really well in iron. 5 works really well. So we'll go up to 7 in park on. I'm getting sidetracked here. M2 park. Recovery 5. Copper halfpenny. 9 carat gold ring. Halfpenny bronze. Still get it there. Wow. Right, well we could go on all day, couldn't we? But hopefully that'll give you. How am I doing? Hopefully that'll give you just a benchmark test. So wherever you are in the world, if you've got similar items, the same items, you can do this with the same settings that I've said. We've gone through the settings and just see if your detectors performing better than mine, or not as good, or the same. You will get tiny difference because everything is made a bit better. I think my Simplex is a boosted Simplex. For some reason, with what I've seen other people do and mine, it just seems like, I don't know, the coil might have been made a bit better or something like that, or whatever. People have actually said that. They say, well, I watch your videos and your Simplex is like well better than mine, even on air tests and such like that. But normally, if something like that's happening, there is something wrong with it, and this is why we do these tests. Also gives you an idea of what the performance could be in the ground. Now we know there's just so many factors, but in some cases I found out something after an electrical storm. Thunder and lightning. You should go out in thunder and lightning, but after electrical storm, or whilst the electrical storm is going, the lightning is contacting Earth in places. Supposedly, scientifically, fines in the ground get magnetised in a way, and you can pick these fines up, these items, metallic items in the ground, are more sensitive to the detector. Check it out. Have a research on that one. Metal the same, with water. So yeah, check out Metal Detech in Queensland if you would. He's got the Legend, great videos, great hunts, especially if you're in Australia, but just metal detecting anyway. It'd be great to get a concentric coil, a 9-inch coil on this would be nice. That'd be nice. But there's loads of coils on the way. Don't forget, they're all the new detectors. These, they are, you know, brand new. They've only just come out, haven't they? So there's going to be a lot of updates until we get the sweet spot. The thing is with this Legend, which really interests me, is that we've paid for it. Now updates normally iron out features that are already in a detector. This update is adding features, and by the bucket load, by the looks of it, and it's just going to keep on adding and adding and adding. The M3 is coming, the M3, which is going to have to add some more frequencies. So we're getting more for not paying anymore. Stuff's getting added. We're getting the mute button, we're getting pitch, we're getting, there's some other stuff and all, isn't there? External speaker simultaneous with the headset. There's just so much coming to this. The coils that are lined up, there's some I'm just gonna, with this detector, because of the price of the coils, I think the day is 2 coils coming out, and it's the bigger coil, and it's 450 quid. You know, the performance isn't that much different, tell you the truth, to be paying all that money. So, and then it's changing a light machine into an heavy machine, in it, you know. So I just got the 13.5-inch coil for the Legend, and it's 189 quid. So I reckon I can get 3 coils for the Legend for the price of a coil on the D2. So I know what I'm going to keep with. I'll have everything for this detector. Whatever comes out, whatever coils that comes out, I'm going to, hopefully, depending on what the missus says, I'm going to just, because the prices and the performance is unreal. Alright, check it out later. Bye. I've just come to edit the video, and I've got a video out tomorrow with the LG15 on a hunt on one of my missions.